Hello everyone, this is Silvio and you are on my YouTube channel, Business Central Musings. In the last few of the videos since October 2024, I went through what is new with Business Central 2024 Wave 2, what Microsoft innovated on the product, and yeah, we discussed most of the development news and some of the application news. And today I want to go through one of the reporting and data analysis new feature, and this is the ad hoc analysis on fixed assets. We're not going to look at projects and services, but just on the fixed assets. And what is new, there is a new ad hoc analysis query, and we can see it. Let's go here. We are in my Kronos tenant. Kronos doesn't come with a lot of fixed assets data. So what I did here, we search for fixed assets, and then you're gonna see a list, but there was no transaction on any of these fixed assets. I posted transactions for the first two, for the Mercedes 300 and Toyota Supra 3.0, and we can look at those transactions. If we go to report, you see there is now an analyze fixed assets action that's going to trigger a query in Business Central. That query is number 123. We're going to have a look a bit later at what that query does. But because we don't have enough data here, I'm going to look at what transactions I posted already. So we go to related, history, and fixed assets. And what we see here, we see the two transactions that happened for the Mercedes 300. We've got an acquisition and a depreciation. So we acquired a vehicle on January 1st, 2024, and we posted the depreciation as of the end of the year, 12/31/2024. The two transactions are of value 35,000 acquisition, and the first year depreciation is 7,000. If we look at how we set it up, we set it up to start depreciating on January 1st, 2024. The depreciation is for 5 years, and the depreciation will end on 12/31st, 2028. And that's what we did for the first vehicle. For the second vehicle, let's look at related, history, and ledger entries. And we can see that we have again an acquisition that happened on January 1st, 2020, and on 24th of November 2024 we had a depreciation, and we see that acquisition is 50,000 and depreciation is 49,000. It's just because it's just a few days left, a month and 6 days. If we look at this fixed asset card, we can see it's a 5 years depreciation starting on 2020 January 1st and ending this year a month from now in December. So it's almost fully depreciated, only $1,000 left. And if we run the analyze fixed assets, let's switch back to the query view, to the normal list view. If we want to see what is the report or the list, we can see that this is a query, and that is query 123. And yeah, we're gonna see a little bit later how Microsoft designed this query. But for now, we can see we have 4 transactions in here, and that's exactly what we saw coming from the list page and navigating to the ledger entries. We saw an acquisition and a depreciation for each of those two fixed assets. And if we were to look at a custom view, you can see, let's make it smaller. You can see that we have here, we grouped rows by depreciation book, class name, subclass name, description, and the value is we're summing the amount of the transaction, and we're pivoting by the posting type, and the posting type is in the case of those two fixed assets, we only have acquisitions and depreciation. And we see that for example, acquisitions, we have 35,000 acquisition for the Mercedes 300. Let's make it a bit bigger. And for the Toyota Supra 3.0, we had an acquisition of 50,000. And of course, we had 2 depreciations that we posted here. Let's do now, let's create some more transactions and see how the query will display the data using this view, the setting up the analysis, ad hoc analysis, using the depreciation book, class name, subclass, and description, and pivoting by posting type. Now let's move on into the Volkswagen Transporter and see what we have. As you can see here, this vehicle is not acquired. So let's navigate to the fixed asset card. And on the fixed asset card, we're gonna leave the depreciation straight line, and let's create here the starting 2021, and let's make it 5 years. And the error here is, yeah, we still need to put the value here, 12/31/2025. The depreciation book does not exist. Okay, let's refresh that, and yes, the depreciation book does not exist. Let's pick up the only one that's available, and we're going to take vehicles as a posting group, and the starting of the depreciation, let's make it 2021 for 5 years, and the ending of depreciation is automatically calculated at 12/31/2025. And as you can see now in the ribbon, we have this message: you are ready to acquire the fixed asset. So let's click on acquire, and we have now a navigate page or a wizard that will lead us through acquiring the fixed asset. Let's click next. We're gonna leave the post for this one to GL account. The balancing account, let's see what accounts we have. We can use the business account, operating domestic. Currency, let's leave it local. Acquisition cost, that's a Volkswagen Transporter, I don't know, maybe 40,000. And upon finish, open fixed asset GL journal. Let's open that one so we can post the acquisition. We've got 2 transactions here, one that's debiting the fixed asset and crediting the business account, the checking, the bank account. Looks good, and we can post. Let's go back, and one more time to go back to the list. Let's refresh the list with F5, and now we can see the vehicle is acquired. Let's post now on a depreciation, and let's see where the depreciation is. Fixed assets, maybe manage, no, home, yes, calculate depreciation. Let's calculate depreciation as of today's date, or maybe let's make it end of the month, November 30th, 2024. Depreciation, we are vehicle 30 here, VW, and this is fixed asset number 30, and that's good enough. So we've got the depreciation has been calculated, one fixed asset general ledger journal lines were created. Do you want to open the fixed asset GL journal window? Yes. Let's see the transaction for this third vehicle depreciation, and we can see it's already depreciated by 32,000 if we were to post it for 12/31/2024. That is the equivalent of 4 years. Let's post that. And now the last transaction that I want to add to the ledger entries is the disposal of Volkswagen Transporter. So let's go to fixed assets GL journals, and let's create a transaction. Posting date is 2024. Let's make it maybe 3/31st 2025. Payment, the account type, it's fixed asset. Let's take our Volkswagen here. The AFA posting type, let's make it disposal, sale, and now we can post. Yeah. With that, let's see what ledger entries we have for this vehicle, for the Volkswagen. We've got, let's make it bigger. We've got the acquisition. We've got a depreciation transaction here for 32,000. Then we've got a gain of 8,000, and the last two transactions are here of type depreciation and acquisition cost. Those two will close the depreciation, will close the acquisition, and we have 8,000 coming back to us. Let's now run the new report, the query for the ad hoc analysis for fixed assets. let's make it bigger here. And we see now what happened for the Volkswagen Transporter. We've got 8,000 and for Mercedes we've got an acquisition of 35,000, a depreciation of 7,000, whereas for Toyota we have 50,000 and a depreciation of 49,000. There is nothing on, we didn't dispose it yet, those two are not disposed yet, but we do have a gain of 8,000 on the Volkswagen Transporter. So we can see how we can pivot by the posting type, and it's going to give us a clear picture of for each fixed asset, each type of transaction, and summarized by the class of the fixed asset, subclass, and the fixed asset description. Let's have a look at how the query is designed. To see the query in any project based on version 25, the new query, it was released with version 25. So let's look at in the base application for queries. It's loading a little bit slow, and the query was 123, and here it is. So the first data item is ledger entry, fixed asset ledger entries. Then we're connecting the fixed asset ledger entries to the fixed assets. We see the data item link here. That's connecting the two, and then to the class. Again, we see the data item and subclass, and also the data item link. Then with the FA location and the depreciation book. That's pretty much what I wanted to show you. Again, this is something new. General availability was in December 2024. Well, it seems to be, we are now in November 24th, 2024, and this is already available. The fixed asset ad hoc analysis for fixed assets. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.